next. What is the future of all this community here in Russia, and what will be the next steps for us to perform? We are here at Moscow University because last year there appeared an agreement between two universities, the University of Nottingham and the Moscow State University, about the cooperation in the field of magnetic resonance imaging. And it was signed both by the head of both universities. And the main goals in this agreement, they were very simply, and about half of them are already established. So you can see there is one to organize. This one is to organize bilateral workshops and conferences. So we are here on the conference, and to promote exchange of academic staff and undergraduate and postgraduate students. We had sent two students this year to Nottingham for training. And what we are looking for the next steps is to promote and establish a scientific cooperation in fields of mutual interest, and to set up, in the case of possibilities and mutual interest, joint research programs and projects. If we shall look on a far scale, long-term goals, we assume to be like this. What we think that it will be great to create here in Russia an efficient platform for direct multidisciplinary scientific research between fundamental science, between the scientists and clinicians in Russia, and which will be based on the MRI studies. So we just saw these beautiful talks of Richard and Andrew, and they all speak about cooperation between different scientists, between clinicians and fundamental science. Do you think that this is one of the goals which can be assumed as a long-term goal? Yes. Okay. Accepted, okay? Or someone against?
Comments?
No. Okay. The next goal is to promote the introduction of modern MRI methods into instrumental clinical tests in Russia. So the idea is to get to the clinicians more information about the advantages of the modern MRI techniques. Usually in Russia there is poor information about this, so this is more like advertising this technology to clinicians and so on. Do you have any comments on this topic? Okay. And so to establish training programs for clinicians to use modern MRI techniques and methods. This means that we as a scientist should think of within this collaboration with clinicians how to make so that clinicians will be able to use the MRI techniques mostly on their own, in their routine experience and routine tests. So this is just an idea to establish such a training program for them. And also it was very widely discussed, and the topic of this workshop is about hyperpolarized substances and gases. Of course, we need to have such facilities to have an ability to produce or to make research with hyperpolarized spices in a routine clinical studies. So this means that it shouldn't be just laboratory amounts, but it should be something which is produced regularly in industrial amounts.
Are you looking to prepare a document from a largely Russian perspective? Because I think that's important in the UK too. I wasn't sure. I agree absolutely with what you've written, but
So you think
I wouldn't just limit it to, hyperpolarized species are not in routine use in the UK, and that's a goal of ours as well.
Okay, so we can add that. Okay, so we can make it wider, so involve the cooperation.
And I think very clearly here you have a lot of experience at the basic level of developing hyperpolarized species that will be of interest in the UK. So yeah. I see this as a two-way.
Okay, yes, of course.
Yeah. Sorry,
China as well.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the same thing.
Yeah, and China, yeah.
Okay. So we shall.
It would be another important thing to mention that we have this collaboration, which can really be of benefit for all three of us.
Okay. So you think that we can put Russia and China?
Well, the UK campus, of course, is sort of University of Nottingham. Of course, it's the UK campus, but then of course there's all campus in Nottingham.
Okay.
It's not necessarily between three countries, but it's between these three sites.
Okay.
But you got more.
UK, China, and the UK. How is that?
UK.
Okay.
UK, China, the UK, and Russia.
Yeah.
Okay. Our collaboration between our two universities, it is just now on the level when we have personal contacts now, and we have arranged such a workshop here. And the next level of cooperation for us, as we assume, will be the idea to establish a mutual laboratory, which will be based on the Peter Mansfield Imaging Center and the Laboratory of Magnetic Tomography and Spectroscopy here in Moscow University. So this will be just a next agreement between the universities to make it as a framework for the mutual projects, scientific projects, and scientific exchange. Because now we have the agreement only on communication, just like this one, and now we shall make mutual projects. So we hope to implement this within the next year, I hope. So it will take time, but actually this we have the facilities in both centers, and what we need just to make some bureaucracy things, and it takes more time than just the research itself, usually.
You know that.
I know. Okay. So this year.
Any comments?
In addition, if I may, I can do it later, but I can talk with nothing. I understand there is an agreement signed between Nottingham University and Moscow State University, but I'd like to draw attention that in fact a lot of experience and expertise is accumulated in Novosibirsk regarding the use of hyperpolarization techniques. We've been doing CIDNP for 30 years, parahydrogen induced polarization for 20 years. We've been doing dissolution DNP. In fact, we don't have instrumentation, but through collaborations we have about 5 papers published on dissolution DNP. And also in terms of equipment and what we do all range of research from analytical NMR to in vivo and in vitro MRS to preclinical MRI and in vivo MRI studies as well. And clinical MRI, we have 1.5 and 3 Tesla instruments, and we have patients coming on a regular basis. So we are also equipped to do all this range of research and a lot of experience and expertise in pathophysiology. So maybe, I don't know, I think it would be wise to include Novosibirsk in this cooperation somehow, maybe creating a mirror lab or something.
Okay. I will change. I will.
Oh, just to comment on this. This is in there only because we already have the memorandum of understanding signed between the University of Nottingham and Moscow State. In fact, one of the action points, right, is actually to sign memorandums with Novosibirsk State. Later on, maybe we should just rearrange it, and St. Petersburg State, right, university.
Yeah, except we are not Novosibirsk State University, we're a scientific institute in Novosibirsk. We can do it through the university, but a more efficient way would be directly
Does it have to be a university? Does it have to?
Yes. I don't think we can sign memorandum.
Not ourselves, but we can instigate it.
What we can explore this route, whether we
I think you can sign a memorandum, university sign a memorandum of understanding with an institute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Whatever the technical, the administrative tool will be, of course, we would be very interested to have Novosibirsk support. I mean, the expertise is unparalleled in many of the aspects. It would be good to draw from that too. I would be very interested in some of the items and then try to do our stuff for clinical applications. And that may be interesting for all sides. So yes, it would be a very good thing.
So then perhaps we should rearrange the action points, right? So to put as a next, well, this is just.
Next level of cooperation. Okay.
So, but then,
To add it here. Okay.
yeah, with the view that corresponding memorandums will be signed with Novosibirsk Institute and St. Petersburg as well. But we need to explore.
We need to ask our process.
Yeah. So we just want to be as inclusive as possible.
Our boss is on board, so.
Yeah, I know that.
So our idea here is not just to center everything about Moscow State University, but as we are making the pioneering steps in this field, and we are walking through this, pathway with these agreements and with all the two side agreements and so on. So that's what we mentioned here. But of course, we would be we would like that we have multi-centered research in Russia. It's very well, and we start the research cooperation in different parts of country, because actually Russia is a little bit too much centered around Moscow as a federal state, so it's good when we have different parts of Russia which have their independency, and that's how I think it will work very good. For this year step, this means that the steps which
Can we just go back? So do we change this wording then? So I think perhaps we should just change it, that we are going to sign Russian, British, high-powered MRI laboratory, but it's going to be Sorokina Muscle Imaging Center, laboratory here in Moscow, State University as well as the institute.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that we have to wait for other universities to sign the memorandum and then to accumulate them all in one laboratory? So it
Well,
will be
maybe
a
at
full
least
party
you
laboratory.
think about the structure that you want to achieve at the end. It may be able to go faster with some, but at least you know where you're going to get to.
Okay.
It can be state, just
Well, maybe it's not a laboratory then, and it's just something like scientific consortium or something like this, or four different parties.
Joint laboratory is a good idea, but we can open possibility to join, to associate another
Yeah.
laboratory from
Of course.
Novosibirsk, St. Petersburg. We should read this, write this sentence. It's open access from another.
Then how about if we call it consortium, and then we'll put it there, there is an open membership. And one of the conditions of the membership, the university and the institute or another university, they should have memorandum of understanding signed. And as soon as they've done it, so we immediately get them in automatically.
Actually, this step is just the implementation of the previous long-term goal, which is to create an efficient platform for direct multidisciplinary scientific research. You know, so this is how we want to start the implementation of this long-term goal. So
But we can write joint laboratory with open access option.
well, okay.
But maybe if I may make a comment, we have to be careful not to get too inclusive, because at some point you dilute it to the point when nothing is happening anymore.
Yeah.
So there needs to be some,
You need memorandum.
there needs to be, yeah, there needs to be some core founding members, and that can include, Novosibirsk and maybe St. Petersburg, but we shouldn't be completely, let it open, because at some point, we're diluting it to the point of, just a formality that isn't really meaningful anymore.
Well, the hyperpolar, if you're going to base it on hyperpolarize, that will limit it to a number of centres.
Well, for the moment, yeah.
Well, in my opinion, I may agree with you, because when we started our agreement with from Moscow State University, there was an opportunity to sign this agreement from the part of only one faculty, for example, physics department and so on. But we decided to combine and to make an agreement from the part of 3 different faculties, and this because this is just about the faculty level. It's not the university level, but it's about the faculty level. This gave another stage to this agreement. It became more valuable for the university then, and I think it will gather 3 different institutions and the universities all together in the memorandum. It will be more valuable on the federal state level. So I think it will be interesting to try to have such a document, okay, in all the universities.
The other comment I would like to make, I think we really should have Nottingham and all its campuses involved, but the University of Nottingham being involved is legally its own entity, so we can't really completely talk to them, for them, I'm sorry. So there needs to be also some ways of finding a way.
I don't know, do we sign another
Yeah, because that is,
memorandum of the,
This is one thing.
we need more campus?
For me, I try to set up a small MR system in Igbo campus. I really don't know about between the university level and but they are really interested in going. But before I came, I'm thinking China recently have a big strategy plan called Plan Back to Railroad. Russia is our big partner. And there's also people in this strategy plan. We are thinking we should go for this strategy.
You are a branch of the Nottingham University, yeah?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. But if for the university level, I said I'm not authorized to see that.
yeah, but we need to talk to Chris Wright.
Yes.
I'm just saying, legally, if we sign that between Nottingham UK and Gloucester State, that may not necessarily, that will include them because we're collaborating anyway. So that's the principle obviously happening, but it's not necessarily a formal agreement between Nottingham, China, and Gloucester State, because those guys would have to have their vice chancellor, whoever has to sign that through them at some point. And as far as I know, Chris Ratti has no problems doing that, but it's just something we need to.
But this will be interesting to have a 3-country agreement. Yeah, this will be just something quite outstanding thing,
Yeah, I'm thinking a lot how to find a good partner in Russia to cooperate with Obama and Maryland. The university always requests to submit the applications. The thing is, we don't have the right partners.
Yes. I guess that we have a very important fundamental point, agreement between University Moscow and Nottingham. It is important. Why? this agreement was matched by guidance of both universities. Therefore, this is beginning point to realize inter-university laboratory. Moreover, as yesterday discussions shown, the British Embassy supports this creation of such laboratory. Therefore, I think that we have to create a laboratory on the base of our agreement and include to the program of laboratory educational, scientific training, etc. Include all well prepared and wished groups from Novosibirsk, possibly Kazan, St. Petersburg.
Yes, but if you just call the consortium with an open membership, that will cover exactly that.
Yes.
And then as soon as the memorandum is signed, then corresponding entities will join.
Yes, we can form any joint committee in the laboratory. I guess that such a way is simplest from other ones. Yes.
Okay. And I wonder if I could raise the following point. So, if one of the aims of this consortium or lab, whatever you call it, is building bridges between clinicians and radiologists, physicists, etc. So you might need a clinical champion from Russia, so the medical school should be involved, because I know that there's a faculty of fundamental medicine here, but obviously the clinical facilities of that are not that high enough to conduct these bridges. So I wonder, Central University, which used to be the medical faculty here actually, between the 1920s, we have 7,000 patients per year. Our university has the largest university teaching hospitals in place. So we've got ties with the UK, as part of the UK-Russia Young Medical Association, which is supported by the British Embassy. So we've already got some exchanges that we may help in actually facilitating the teaching exchange initiative that you have in place. And obviously we talked about China. Actually, Sechenov University is the leading university in the Russia-Chinese Association of Medical Universities. So if you think about building bridges, you might want to meet this kind of clinical champions. So I think it's worth considering building partnerships with
your proposal is to include the clinics, not just as side organizations to the universities, but just as a partner in this thing. So then maybe as we have different universities and different parts of Russia, maybe it is also a good idea to add more clinics from different regions, so that they will be also involved. So those clinics with whom you are working, or with whom you can work at the place, So to make it not just four-side agreement, but multi-side with open joint, institution.
So physics perspective, medical perspective, and each of those universities has their own teaching facilities and university hospitals. So you might not incorporate everything.
So actually, this is also this idea of this platform. Well, platform is the universal word. Maybe we can use it instead of consortium, or just to mention as the not the agreement, but the platform itself. Okay.
Well, that's pretty much what we just described.
Okay. If we go into the very next step, so what we decided, we did announce that there will be a competition amongst the young scientists and participants of our workshop, and the prize for them will be 2 training options at say Sir Peter Mansfield Imaging Center in Nottingham for a couple of months, I suppose. And we already have the support for this, so it can be implemented or realized very soon, even within maybe a few months. And what we propose for the young people, so they will have 2 weeks after our workshop until September 25th to fill the application on the website of the workshop, and then we shall choose 2 candidates who we assume the best to get the training in the next few months.
Not too necessarily, so we might have more money. So we encourage everyone to apply for it.
So this is something to force the results of our workshop. So to make the profit of our workshop,
So
and also
we got the approval of British Council yesterday to go ahead with this suggestion.
Is the application based on a research project or on?
well, it's very simple. You just about several hundreds of words about what's abstract about your work and so on, and also to make a better impact into the clinicians, into the clinics. We would like to publish a book of lectures which were discussed here. So we shall just use the presentations and the commentaries to them, and we shall make up to 15 lectures on the key topics, and we shall send them to the different clinics so that people and clinicians can discuss this on place with the specialists, and this is for our long-term goal to promote the introduction of modern MRI methods into the instrumental clinics tests in Russia. Okay? Any proposals about this?
So is it going to be based on the slides, or do you?
Yeah. Well, just to simplify the publication, we have the presentation where we shall contact the authors, of course, and we shall manage, we shall correct the text and so on, and after this we shall publish several hundreds of copies, and we shall send them to the clinics in Russia.
The recording what we said.
Yeah.
But no.
So, any comments on long-term goals?
Do you think we can make maybe a catalog of brilliant images of MRI, maybe of different techniques, what they build, the visualization, dreams, and so on? Maybe just not only the lectures, but also the real results they can achieve with this technique. Maybe we can make a collection which will be like an advertisement of this method, the different methods. Do you have such idea? So it's difficult.
that's more effort than taking what you've got as a record of the workshop.
Yeah.
But maybe you can add an introduction or something, or a conclusion to say what this might mean, what the future might be.
Well, maybe we can ask one of you guys, or Presidium, to write a narrative to this.
To generalize all this.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we go next?
We can produce a common collection of our talks workshop. Of course, we can send our papers into scientific journals. For example, our young scientists can publish their papers in our enough important journal from great Russian science citation index. I think that both such ways can be parallel.
Okay, so this is a proposition to promote the works of young, the publication of works by young scientists, young participants in the Russian journal. Okay, so if I think we should send the invitations for young scientists. Okay, so the next one is to explore the financial opportunities with British Council and other founders for financial support of the follow-up bilateral meetings. So there is a preliminary proposal from the British Council to hold another meeting next year, so we can discuss the topic and the idea, and maybe to send already the application for to hold such a meeting, maybe within 1 month from now. So, do you think that our meeting is not valuable, so that we can continue our meetings in future? I think it is. I like it very much. Okay. So, what was discussed before? There is next year steps to sign the memorandum of understanding between the University of Nottingham and Novosibirsk State University and St. Petersburg State University. Probably we can think of other universities who can be included in this goal. China.
Kazan. Kazan is the sort of center, actually. They're growing in this direction.
So, well, we don't have scientists from Kazan University, so I don't think we can add it here, but we can discuss with them and this opportunity. And also, we want to engage a bilateral submission of grant proposals supporting translational research in the area of MRI. So this is about how to make mutual projects. Do we have to broaden or to specify the field of these proposals or of these projects? We think we have some special special areas which we can focus in our mutual projects.
I just thought you may have to be opportunistic when schemes come along that would fund particular joint research, so I would keep it open.
Okay, so this words are okay. That's okay. So we would like to initiate a number of mutual study programs in the field of MRI for students and PhD students and scientists. This would involve the courses of invited professors, and we can arrange this from both sides. And I think this is also intensify the communication. And also we have now one PhD student who is going to attend both the PhD studies in Nottingham University and Moscow State University. And we are looking forward to establish a mutual PhD study training course and program. So after the PhD study, she will get a double degree. So this is usually a very complicated bureaucratic process, but we hope we will have it and to have such a unique person help. So do you have any more suggestions for this summary of our 3 days talks and communication? Something to add, something to say? Well, I think everyone is already a bit tired of all this talking.
Now, a number of participants suggested instead of Novosibirsk University and St. Petersburg University, to include International Tomography Center of the Russian Academy of Science and possibly University with more.
Okay, so we may specify them as
for beginning, yes.
Okay, so we shall change it to and specify the different names and different institutions.
Yeah.
It's more universities better than St. Petersburg State University, so.
I will.
Okay. So I have one more suggestion: is to close our workshop and to start our waiting for the dinner. Okay, thank you for attention. So we all